If you ever see the man with the upside-down face, turn back immediately. It started a month ago, when my friend Nick called me out of the blue, panicked and slurring his words like he'd had way too much to drink. Nick wasn't the type to freak out, so when I picked up and heard him hyperventilating on the other end of the line, my stomach dropped. I remember his first words vividly. "Don't look at him, Jason. Don't you dare look at him." I was confused. I asked who he was talking about, but Nick wouldn't give me a straight answer. All he kept repeating was, "If you ever see the man with the upside-down face, turn back immediately." Then the line went dead. I didn't hear from Nick again after that. He vanished, disappeared without a trace, like he'd been swallowed by the earth. The cops said it was probably a case of Nick running away from something. Maybe dead or trouble with the law, but I knew better. I knew he was scared. I should have let it go. I should have just assumed he was paranoid, that maybe he'd gotten caught up in some weird conspiracy. But the word stuck with me. The man with the upside-down face. It sounded absurd, but I couldn't shake the feeling that Nick had been trying to warn me about something real. Something dangerous. That's when the sightings started. The first time I saw him, I wasn't even looking for him. I was on my usual run through the park near my apartment. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the path, and there weren't many people out. I liked it that way. Less crowded, peaceful. I was jogging down the path when I saw a figure standing by one of the old oak trees in the distance. At first I didn't think much of it. People stood around all the time, maybe taking a break or enjoying the view. But as I got closer, I realized something was off. The figure wasn't facing the tree. He was facing me. My brain tried to make sense of what I was seeing. The man's body was normal, tall, a bit thin, dressed in a dark suit that seemed a little too formal for a park. But his face was upside down. I stopped in my tracks, my heart pounding in my chest. His eyes were where his mouth should have been, and his mouth was a grotesque, upside-down smile. The kind of smile that sent chills down my spine. His head was completely still, but his eyes, they were locked on me, unblinking, wide, as if he'd been waiting for me to notice him. A wave of nausea hit me like a punch to the gut. My instincts screamed at me to turn around, to run, but I couldn't move. I was frozen, trapped in the gaze of this thing that shouldn't exist. I don't know how long I stood there, paralyzed, but then I heard Nick's voice in my head. "Turn back immediately." I didn't think twice. I turned on my heels and sprinted back the way I came, not daring to look behind me. I ran until my legs gave out, until my lungs burned and my vision blurred. Only then did I stop, collapsing onto a park bench, gasping for air. I didn't go back to the park after that. I didn't tell anyone what I'd seen either, because how could I? Who would believe me? But even though I didn't speak about it, the image of that face stayed with me, lurking in the corners of my mind. I tried to push it down, to convince myself that it had been a trick of the light, a hallucination brought on by exhaustion. But deep down, I knew better. Over the next few weeks, things got worse. I started seeing him everywhere. At first it was fleeting, just a figure standing in the distance, always too far away to make out clearly. I'd be walking down the street or driving to work, and out of the corner of my eye there he'd be. Watching. Waiting. And then one night, he came closer. I was sitting in my living room, trying to distract myself with a movie, when I heard a noise outside. It was subtle at first, like someone tapping their fingers against the window. Tap, tap, tap. My blood ran cold as I remembered the tapping Nick had mentioned before he disappeared. Slowly, I turned my head toward the window. My apartment is on the second floor, so logically, no one should have been able to reach the window from outside. But when I looked, my stomach dropped. There he was. The man with the upside-down face, standing right outside my window, his distorted grin pressed against the glass. His eyes, those awful, unnatural eyes, were wide open, staring directly into mine.